everybody. Welcome to the Clarity Project of Pensacola. We are here today with Bloxham, one of my really good friends here, and she is going today show us some spinal flexibility movements and tell us a little bit about why spinal flexibility is so important for our overall health and well-being.
Spinal flexibility and spinal just overall health is incredibly important for our day-to-day task. Not only, we've been taught that it teaches us to stand upright and holds our torso and our body up, but there's so much more behind it. The whole importance of having a healthy spine is because it is literally the message board of our nervous system. The spine is made up of a brain, a stem, and the nerve endings that come out into the rest of our body. And of course, they're woven in between all these vertebrae and disc, and they literally they send the messages. They're the reason why we can kick a soccer ball or get a can out of the cupboard, or really anything. Any action that we do is really because of our nervous system.
So if we focus on that spinal alignment, then our body is able to send messages better throughout the rest of our body. So it's important to incorporate that in our everyday life so our body can send those messages more fluidly and efficiently. Let's get into it.
Once again, I'm Kayla, yoga teacher, massage therapist, fun person, all that fun jazz. So I'm going to show you the basic 6 spinal movements that are so simple that they can be done literally at home or anywhere. You don't need a yoga mat, you don't need all the special equipment. You can literally have a pillow, be sitting in your chair, or even just waking out of bed in the morning. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, finding our sits bones there, finding what's supporting them underneath. Allow our heart to be up. We tend to, especially if we're like someone who works a job where we're looking down most of the day, or we're at a desk, we tend to find ourselves naturally slouching down, closing this chest, closing this heart. And so it's really important to keep that spine nice and tall, keep that heart up. Really allows the lungs to pull in as much oxygen as it possibly can, which, as we all know, is incredibly important for not only ourselves or our lungs, but for our organs too. The more oxygen that we can pull in, the better our body is going to be oxygenated and hydrated. So, like I said, sitting up nice and tall. I'm even going to turn here to the side to give you a little side angle. So, as you can see, I'm grounded comfortably in my seat. My neck is over my heart, which is over my pelvis. I'm not sitting like this. I'm not sitting like this. This is where we tend to get when we're working at a desk all day. So I'm nice and tall. I'm going to take just a couple deep breaths in. Find my breath. Find my center. And if you notice when I'm breathing, I'm allowing my belly to expand and come in. Really taking a few moments to connect with yourself in the beginning and throughout your day helps calm the mindset. Again, kind of targeting into that nervous system that's in our spine. We have a calm nervous system. We can make decisions with a clear head. So now that I'm feeling nice and grounded, I'm going to take a deep breath in and lift my hands up to the sky, really elongating that spine as I begin to exhale and twist to the right. I'm dropping my left palm onto my right thigh. I'm reaching my right hand behind me. I'm keeping that spine nice and tall, and I'm looking over my right shoulder. This is a spinal twist. Spinal twist aid in detoxing the body as well as digestion, helping the body and the stomach move what needs to be moved. Take this moment just to breathe into that side body. We're really stretching the latissimus dorsi, the rhomboids, the trapezius, the obliques, the abdominal muscles. the scalenes of the neck, the pecs. So immediately, if this is something that you're doing, the first thing in the morning is we take this deep breath in and come back to center. Then you are starting your day off already optimal. You're already stretching these huge parts of your torso that you're going to be using throughout your day. Whether you work a sit-down job, a stand-up job, whether you are a stay-at-home mother or working full-time, as well as taking care of children on your way home or when you're home. Whether you're a stay-at-home father. These are muscles that you're using every day, no matter what you're doing. So now that we've come back to center, I'm going to release my hands here onto my lap or onto my knees. We're going to take a deep breath in, lift that heart, squeeze those shoulders back, bring the chin up to sky. This is a seated cat-cow. And as we exhale, we're rounding the shoulders, tucking the belly in towards the spine, really tucking that chin in towards the chest. This is really great for those who, of course, are sitting all day. Those who are standing all day. So basically everyone. This is great when you're first waking up in the morning because you're breaking up that fascia that has built up while you were sleeping. And fascia, I'm going to take a moment to pause to explain fascia. Fascia is this contractile tissue that lines our muscles anytime that we are in one position for a long period of time. And it looks much like plastic wrap over food. And as it gets thicker and thicker, you can't really see the food inside. It's the same thing with dust on a picture. The best way I describe this to my clients whenever I'm explaining the importance of spinal health or even just muscle health in general, is dust on a picture. You have this beautiful, lovely picture, and dust is beginning to collect. And if we never dust it off, we never remove that, it's going to collect to the point where you can't see the picture. That's the same thing with our body. Fascia will collect, it will build up to the point where you lose that range of motion. You begin to feel achy. It's really tight when you move. It hurts when you stretch. That's fascia breaking up. I have a lot of people who tell me that, oh, it hurts when I stretch. I don't want to stretch. Over time, it may be painful to start with, but over time, that pain becomes less and less, and you really increase the flexibility into that muscle, as well as you improve the blood circulation going into it. You improve the oxygen that it's taking in because you're breaking up that fascia. Okay, go into side bends now. So, we've done our spinal twist. We've done a seated cat-cow, which is that nice spinal flexion. That's really great when you've just woken up as well. And then side bending. So side bending is going to stretch these lovely obliques. It's going to get into the latissimus dorsi. It's going to get into the shoulders. It's going to get into the arms. Again, first thing to do, or best first thing to do in the morning, and also just throughout your day. The most important part when you're side bending is keep that spine nice and tall. So placing that right hand onto the earth, the bed, whatever is beside you. Take a deep breath in as you reach that left one up to sky. Here's the fun part. As we exhale, we're not going to curve. We're going to reach with our fingertips. See the difference there? Here I have that bent spine. I'm curled in. I'm really not getting the best out of the stretch. But if I straighten that spine, reach with those fingertips, I can find some ease. And if I reach in front of me, I can deepen that stretch. And for those who are a little bit more on the flexible side, so you kind of do this and you're like, oh, I want it to be a little bit deeper. Bring the head down to earth and then drop the elbow with it. So as you can see now, I do have that slight curve, but again, I can straighten and reach. And now, see if you notice my elbow is just slightly off the ground, that's okay. It's for those who can get all the way there, awesome. And then we reach. And again, again, you will find some major depth in that stretch. So coming back to center, remember you can't do one side and not the other. It doesn't feel so good, but you can take a pause right there and just notice. Notice what one side of the body that's been stretched feels like versus the other. And so take that left hand now, place it onto the area next to you. Deep breath in as you reach those right fingertips up to sky. Elongate that spine, and then reach overhead. You can take this time in both sides. Maybe tilt the torso up. Maybe that's when we bring it down and stretch it in front of us, finding what feels good. And then bringing it back. And so those are your basic 6 spinal movements. And if you want to get a little bit more into the cervical spine with that, of course, our lovely neck is a part of our spine. It literally goes from here all the way down into our pelvis, into the coccyx bone. And so if we want a little bit more neck, of course, like dropping the neck, ear to ear is really great. But there's also a really good strengthening move that you can do, especially if you are looking down for a majority of your day, is you can take your hands and you'll place your right hand onto the right side of your head. You're going to press your head into the palm of your hand. At the same time, you're pressing the palm of your hand into your head, creating a little resistance, a little pinned stretch there. We're strengthening those inner muscles, those inner neck muscles closest to the spine when we do this. Because over time with this looking down, they get stretched so much that they lose that strength. They kind of atrophy a little bit. So now they're really stretched and really loose, but they're not strong and stable. And so when we practice these movements of applying that resistance right there, we strengthen those inner muscles, creating a stronger neck, creating the ability to hold our head up, and aligning that posture once more, because we lose that. We get what's called straight neck, cell phone neck, tablet neck. I think at one point it was also called the military neck, because you had to stand up so straight that you began to lose that natural curvature. There is a natural curve in the spine, in the neck. And so that's going to help that. And I think that's all that I have for this, important flexible spine and spinal health. I could keep going, but we'll leave with that today. So thank you.